Hey everyone, welcome to Redman TV. I'm back. I'm in the kitchen. I'm in the kitchen again. It's a transfer window and Liverpool are doing something. And I'm at home because obviously it's Sunday morning. It was a late one last night after Liverpool battered Newcastle. Wake up this morning to messages on WhatsApp. Thank very much to Dan, who's always a nice, bright, early riser. And yet it looks like Liverpool are very much in talks for a deal to potentially sign Lutsharel Geertruida. Now, Geertruida obviously plays for Leipzig. He's on loan at Sunderland. So, yeah, let's just go through the latest in terms of what's happening first, and then we'll maybe have a little talk about the player himself and the deal and what could and couldn't happen and what it means going forward. But, yeah, I've missed doing these kitchen videos. It was a busy summer doing them. I remember speaking about Alexander Isak, Hugo Ekitike, Milos Kerkez. And now, if you'd have said to me last night when I was driving home from work after that Newcastle game that I'd be speaking about Liverpool potentially signing a lad from Leipzig who's on loan at Sunderland, I probably would have hoped that I'd have had more sleep than I've had right now, but that's fine. I'm a dad, I've got kids, and a cat that was meowing really loud. It's fine, that's my problem. But let's talk about the stuff anyway. Let's talk about the player. So yeah, it was for Lutsharel Geertruida this morning around just before 8 a.m. UK time with his exclusive tweet saying Liverpool are in talks to sign Lutsharel Geertruida as a new defender. Initial contacts took place with Sunderland, as Arne Slot knows him well, since his final times Liverpool are in club-to-club negotiations. So shout out to Fabrizio Romano for getting the scoop on that one. It was later collaborated by a couple of other reporters, including David Ornstein of The Athletic. Says Liverpool are exploring a deal for Lutsharel Geertruida. Opportunity proposed to LFC and talks underway about taking over Sunderland's loan of the RB Leipzig centre-back. Sunderland are looking at replacements in case the Dutch international departs, and that's an interesting note there, isn't it? The player was offered to Liverpool, like someone's came to Liverpool, an intermediary perhaps or whatever, an agent, and decided to have these conversations according to what David Ornstein is reporting there. And then from the northeast side, Keith Downey of Sky Sports covers Newcastle and Sunderland exclusively up in the northeast there. He says Geertruida is in talks over a move to Liverpool. The Dutch defender is on a season-long loan at Sunderland from RB Leipzig, but Sunderland say they won't stand in his way due to the scale of this opportunity. Sunderland also want to bring in a replacement before they sanction a move for the 25-year-old. Geertruida played under Arne Slot at Feyenoord. There is no break clause in the contract, so nothing happens here without Sunderland's blessing. And that's an important one. Obviously, Sunderland are another factor in this. This isn't an easy one. It's one of those where there's, again, not like Liverpool is it to make things complicated, but they're trying to sign a lad who's at Sunderland on loan from Leipzig. There's no break clauses. It feels like a little bit of a messy one. And then finally, from the local beat, Ian Doyle of the Liverpool Echo is one of the numerous reporters saying Liverpool are looking into the possibility of signing Geertruida, who Arne Slot knows, of course, from their time at Feyenoord. The player is currently on loan at Sunderland from Leipzig, so this won't be an easy one. He can play right back and centre back, and he's one of several options being looked at, but it won't be an easy deal, given the agreements will be needed with both Leipzig and Sunderland. This underlines Liverpool want to improve their defensive numbers for the rest of the season before tomorrow's transfer deadline. It goes on the back, of course. Arne Slot kind of was speaking in his press conference last night, and he kind of said Liverpool don't want to weaken the team, they want to strengthen it over the next 72 hours, he said, which gave a little bit of hint that maybe Liverpool are in the market. Now, obviously, Geertruida was linked with Liverpool in the past. Obviously, Arne Slot knows him well. His versatility is probably key here. He can cover at right back, he can cover at centre back as well. So, you know, having lost Conor Bradley for the season, Giovanni Leone for the season, Jamie Frimpong's out, currently Joe Gomez is out, although, to be fair to Joe, he should be back very, very shortly. But this undermines, you know, Arne Slot feels like he's about maybe one short. And again, we obviously had this deal for Geertruida. If it pans out, how it pans out, is it a permanent deal? Or is it another loan? My guess is it's probably a permanent one, and that's why Sunderland are maybe more receptive to perhaps letting him go, because they don't want to deny him a permanent transfer to Liverpool. But yeah, so he's 25, of course. Geertruida, obviously, again, Dutch, we know that. Again, the fact that he is so versatile makes this. He feels like one of those really good squad options if you were playing like Championship Manager or Football Manager, and you saw his profile with like centre back, right back, midfielder, all on his little list of positions. It feels like that type of player you definitely want in your squad. He can play a number of different roles, Mainly, of course, defensively, centre-back or right-back, but he can go into midfield if you need him. But yeah, I know when Liverpool signed Jamie Frimpong, or there was talk about Jamie Frimpong signing in the summer, Geertruida's name was also mentioned. So this isn't one where Liverpool are just going blind in for a player who they don't know loads about. And I'm not sure this would be classed as like a panic signing. I think it's one Liverpool, again, he's always been on the list. Now, would Liverpool have pushed the button now? Had it not been for a couple of injuries, my guess would be no, but maybe this was one that they were looking at for further down the line, maybe again for the summer. We don't know the futures of Ibu Konate, for example, is out of contract, and shout out to Ibu, by the way, for a magnificent performance yesterday in really difficult circumstances for him. So yeah, shout out to Ibu, but yeah, we don't know where his future is. Obviously, there's definitely injury concerns now over Gomez, Bradley and Frimpong, all three of them. More so Frimpong this year because he hasn't really shown that at Leipzig, but the step up in intensity to Premier League football feels like it's taking a little bit of an impact on his body, and that's something you've got to be mindful for going forward. Joe Gomez, unfortunately, injuries just plagued Joe Gomez for like a decade at Liverpool, so that isn't a surprise now. I know Conor Bradley did his ACL, and that's a tough one. You can't really prepare for that, or you can't really, this isn't something that's like indicative of past injuries, but Conor Bradley's injury record is far from faultless. We were talking on our watch on yesterday actually about how many times Liverpool seems to have played Newcastle recently where they haven't had a right back playing right back. It's always been Sobo, Endo's been over there, or in games gone by it was Yellow Kwanzaa having to play there. So Conor Bradley's injury record is far from unblemished either. So Geertruida coming in perhaps helps cover there as well. Now maybe in the long term they see him as another centre-back option, or potentially, we'll see where Joe's future lies, and he could be that tweener left back, right back, centre back climber, or hybrid role or whatever. So the player himself makes sense. Now in terms of what he's done so far this season, he has played 17 times whilst on loan at Sunderland. And he's done a number of different roles. According to Transfermarkt, he's played centre-back 5 times, DM 4 times, and at right-back 2 times. Obviously, he hasn't played Sunderland's last couple of games. But yeah, he was a regular feature in their team, really. It started off coming off the bench, but then he got himself a few starts. He's been kind of one of those where he's kind of been in between for the good Sunderland side, to be fair. He's done well, but he was starting quite a lot throughout the course of December and into early January. Obviously, AFCON really impacted Sunderland, and they needed to rest and rotate and bring players in. So he's got Premier League experience this year, which I think might be important. In the fact that this Premier League is a mad one this year. It's a very different league than perhaps we used to see, with the physicality and just exactly what's on offer. So at least Geertruida, if he does come in, and it's not done yet, of course, then at least he's got a little bit of experience there. Is he going to be this blockbuster superstar signing that's going to lead Liverpool's defence for the next 10 years? I mean, I hope so, but I would be surprised. I think he's a good player, but I'm not sure. I've never been a huge fan, to be honest with you, of signing lads who are just backups. And my sense would be with a Geertruida, that's probably what he will be coming in at. But Liverpool do need the numbers now. They are very much focused on potentially trying to win 2 trophies this year and secure qualification for next year's Champions League. So sometimes needs must, and I get that. And I say it isn't the worst sign ever. I'm not down on the sign. And what I'm saying is, when Liverpool gets to the summer, they probably need to go. If Konate leaves, for example, and we'll see what happens with Joe, they're probably going to have to go again with a centre-back, with an eye on, of course, Virgil van Dijk. He's not going to be here forever, unfortunately. We wish he would be, but he's not going to be. So I don't think Geertruida is going to be this superstar transformative signing for Liverpool. But again, the fact that he can play in so many different positions, the DM thing's interesting as well. The manager seems hesitant really to use Endo in there. For a number of his own reasons, of course. So maybe, with Ryan Gravenberch, and you're looking at potentially some type of rest and rotation in there, maybe Geertruida on your bench allows you maybe to do something there as well. Again, a position he's been playing a little bit for Sunderland. So, yeah, and of course the Dutch connection, don't forget that as well. Obviously, he's another Dutch player for Liverpool to add to the likes of Van Dijk and Gakpo and Gravenberch and Frimpong, another Dutch international. So, yeah, it's interesting one. Like I say, I don't think it's. I think the story gets this far. There's probably something in it. Like I say, I think there's been an effort in the media to kind of downplay it a little bit in terms of how close this is or how difficult the deal will get done. But it appears if you piece all those bits together, Liverpool's interest, and then Keith Downey's report that Sunderland won't stand in his way. Now we don't know where they're at in terms of potentially sourcing their own replacement, so that's definitely something you need to have a focus on as well. But yeah, it looks like potentially, according to David Ornstein, and I kind of touched upon this area, he says potentially a loan deal according to reports. So I don't know exactly where we're at, whether it's going to be a permanent sign or a loan or where we're at with this one. But yeah, I thought, listen, it's not a transfer window without me doing a video or a podcast on my kitchen. And so that's the latest anyway. Liverpool are in for Geertruida, and it does appear like Liverpool are going to try and be active between now and the deadline. For what it's worth, transfer deadline days moved this year, obviously into Monday, so it does go into early February. You're probably, a lot of people thinking, I saw on Twitter this morning, how can this happen? January's finished, but no, the deadline is Monday at 7 p.m. UK time. So you're a little over a few hours really in terms of into Monday. Liverpool have got something along the lines of 30 odd hours to maybe try and to get this one done. And it looks like they're going to try and do something into defensively, which I think is a really good thing. Not only short term, but long term as well. Yeah, the numbers are thin. You don't want to be relying on too many players because they will get injured. So, yeah, let us know your thoughts in the comment section. If you're watching on YouTube or you're listening to this in your podcast feed, feel free to get in touch via social media. Your thoughts on a potential deal then for Lutsharel Geertruida. Because it looks like Liverpool are in for him. Thanks very much for watching or listening to this video recorded hastily from my kitchen. I'm going to go and get this out and then get back to my Sunday because there's a lot going on. And again, there's kids and cats everywhere. It's crazy here. But yeah, thanks very much, guys. Much appreciated. Catch you all next time.